And here we are, the semifinals. So after getting my revenge on Han Solo and exercising some demons in the process, we worked our way up to the semifinals. And this one's going to be against Makar. Again, we already fought each other in round 5, where I wound up beating him, but that's completely off the table. This game is going to be totally different because we both know each other's teams, we both know the other guy knows our team, and we both know that the other guy knows that we know their team. So there's going to be crazy predictions all over the place, and it's going to be wild. So this time I do my switching right. I go to Empoleon against this Starmie, since Starmie can't really hurt me. And he switches things up, which is wise, because last time he got beat, he's got to avoid that happening again. And he went to Togekiss. Now I'm expecting Magnezone to come in to try and trap me, because Empoleon was the MVP in last game. So I'm going to go to Arrow just on the off chance he doesn't go to Magnezone, and I can potentially get up rocks, but he does. He makes the right play. And I made the right play by switching out. I go to Cress and just take Flash Cannon, and now I'm going to expect him to expect Thunder Wave, so I'm going to go to Tangrowth because his ground type is Gastrodon. He would have been able to take that just fine and have no ill effects, and I just think it's really funny how I switched 4 times in the opening 4 turns, and that's just infinitely funny to me. So my Sleep Powder hits, thankfully. Gets Gastrodon to sleep, which Gastrodon is kind of a problem because it's annoying with recover and stuff. And I'm just going to Leech Seed the next turn. So Togekiss can Air Slash me and probably kill me with it. It can also Heal Bell, so I don't want to sit in here and protect and just have nothing happen for the turn because I don't want him waking up for free. So I'm going to switch out into Aerodactyl because I know his Togekiss cannot touch me and I can completely wreck it. Unfortunately, he expected that goes to Magnezone, and now he's going to get another free hit on Cresselia, but I don't really mind because Cress can take those hits all day long and just Moonlight up on them, but just kidding, I can't take them all day long because I only have 8 Moonlights, and he's counting them down already. He's trying to... I know he's got Infernape kicking around, so I want to save Moonlights, and I just don't want to let him get me out of them, but unfortunately, Cress is my only guy to really take hits from this and Starmie. So he's happy to just sit in here and T-Bolt. I'm happy to just T-Wave him because I've only seen 2 of his moves. Last game, my Empoleon critted it when he would have trapped me, so I got very lucky with that. But I've only seen 2 of his moves. He can't have Explosion because it is stab only, so I'm not sure what he's packing at all. I'm happy just sitting here in Psychic because I can take these hits for a while at least, and then I can hopefully predict a Flash Cannon and go to Lucario or something, and then, close combat. But he switches out on Unexpected Moonlight, which is the right play. He waited for me to need a heal, and he goes into Togekiss. So I brought in Arrow to Togekiss last 2 times, so I'm just going to bring it in again. I don't really care. Togekiss, even though he's going to predict it, he just can't do anything to me, so with Togekiss, that is. So I've got no problem going into Arrow a 3rd time against this Togekiss, and he expects that goes to Magnezone, and I'm going to go right back to Crest. So there was this entire sequence where we both switched twice in a row, and absolutely nothing happened because I still got my heal, he still got his hit. And that was a completely pointless sequence of switches. So Thunderbolt hurts a little bit more this time. It looks like he's getting max damage. I just gotta hope he doesn't get drops. Because if he gets a drop, then I'm going to be forced out. If he gets a Parahax, then I'm kind of actually screwed because I know my luck. I'm going to get haxed real bad. When I need to heal, I'm going to get haxed, and it's just going to be bad. So he actually gets haxed a couple times in a row here, which... I'm fine with it because I'm not really doing anything with the turns. Parahax is unreliable, so I can't predict a Parahax and go to something better. So I'm forced to just sit in there and keep on Psychicking. And now I'm going to try and get him to Flash Cannon me. So I'm going to go into Tangrowth, and I'm going to set up a Leech Seed on him just because I want to be able to, live a few Flash Cannons. He does, in fact, have Sleep Talk. He had Rest, which not even 2 minutes before he used it, I said in the chat, "You got Rest, don't you?" Not even being serious, but look, he had it. And then once I saw Rest, I knew his last move would be Sleep Talk. But I know Tangrowth can take 1 Flash Cannon. So even though I know he's offensive now with just Rest Talk, I know Tangrowth can take 1, even with no special defense investment. He gets his drop there, which is the perfect time for him to get it, because I do not plan on staying in here. But it actually turns out to work out in his favor anyways. So Leech Seed does a little bit more, and Tank Growth is at half, so it's still perfectly usable. I'm expecting Flash Cannon because I don't think that it's a T-Bolt will kill. And then I can go to Lucario, take a Flash Cannon, Leech Seed will heal me back up, and I can just close combat stuff. But I don't know if he predicted it or what, but he hits me with a Thunderbolt and completely wrecks me when I expected to live at like 3/4. No, he takes me down to 90 hit points. Leech Seed will take me out up to about half, but like that sucks. I didn't plan on taking that. I planned on taking a lot less damage, and that just really blows. So in comes the Starmie again, and I can't take a Psychic from it anymore, so I'm free to just close combat. I couldn't even switch there, which was what I was really annoyed at, because I knew he'd go to Starmie, and I can't hurt Starmie with Lucario, so I really wanted to switch, but I couldn't because I was trapped. So now I'm going to go into Cresselia, because I know I'm expecting him to attack, and even if he doesn't, like, he's got to recover at some point, so... and then we just exchange recovers, so that's fine. I think I've used 2 Moonlights now, 2 or 3, and he's keeping track. He's got his tally chart out. He's making sure that once I use 8, he's going to go into Infernape, and I'm going to be wrecked. So I think I'm just going to fire off a T-Wave on him here, expecting him to just stick around, because like I know he's got Natural Cure, obviously, so it's not really going to affect it as soon as it switches out. But I just want to slow him down. And I'm hoping that he'll expect me to just start psychicking. So I'm going to go to Empoleon because I'm like, this is great. If he just psychics or surfs or whatever, he can't go to Magnezone because I'll 2-hit KO it. He'll get like a powerful hit off on me, but that's it. And because he has to take a hit coming in, or he'll either have to take a hit coming in and then get 2-hit KO'd by me, or he'll have to sacrifice something and just to kill my Empoleon. And I thought that was a great trade-off. Unfortunately, he's some kind of predicting magician, and he went to Magnezone against Crest, even though he knew that Starmie was just as good, if not better. So I thought I made the wrong play. He either predicted it or just got really, really lucky. But at the end of the day, my MVP is down, and that's huge. I thought I'd lost at this point, and I thought it was game over because Empoleon is just so instrumental to this team. So I'm going to go to Lucario. I'm expecting him to go to Starmie, but he doesn't. He goes to Togekiss, and he does have some prior damage on him. He has an 8th prior damage, and this close combat takes it down to around half. I do not trust that one bit. I'm not planning on staying in here at all. I'm just going to go to Arrow because that's what I've done the last 3 or 4 times that Togekiss has been in here, and I'm just going to go for my rocks. He does, in fact, Air Slash me on the switch. It does next to nothing, as expected, and that works out great in my favor. He's wasting a turn, but because he's at the advantage, he can really afford to do that. So I set up my rocks as the Magnezone comes back in, and I'm just going to be boring and go back to Cress. I know I'm going to have to take a risk eventually, but I have to time it perfectly. Because I'm behind the 8 ball, I've got to do something really, really just risky, and I've got to hope that I can predict him a little bit. So he goes for Thunderbolt, takes me down to around half. I'm going to T-Wave him again, just to maybe force him out, because I've got a plan formulating in my head. I just have to be able to execute it. He goes for Rest, and I'm kind of tempted to go for my plan right now, but I just don't want to do it yet. I'm just going to stay in and go for 1 Psychic, and it actually turns out to be the perfect turn, the perfect play. No, I'm going to go for Moonlight, because I'm at about half, I think. Yes, I go for Moonlight, so I think I'm out of half my Moonlights now, so Cress has really got to watch her back. So here I'm expecting him to expect Lucario and thus go for Psychic, or have him expect me to switch. So he does in fact go for Psychic, and I'm like, okay, next turn I'm going to hit him with a Psychic, which is great. It's going to do next to nothing, and next turn I'm expecting him to either Surf to hit my Cress and put it down to where it'll have to Moonlight eventually, or to go for Rapid Spin just to get rid of my rocks and save his Togekiss. So he does in fact Surf. It does next to nothing, and I know I can take 1 Psychic from the Starmie, so even with my min special defense nature, I'm going to be able to live it and set up my Dragon Dance. And I did a damage calc. I was lame. I did a damage calc in the battle, but I really wanted to win. And my Draco Meteor could do 80%-ish, if I remember correctly, to a Starmie with max HP and no special bulk. So, but as soon as I hit Draco Meteor, I was like, wait. That calc has a Life Orb on Kingdra, and my Kingdra clearly doesn't have Life Orb if it's got a White Herb. And I don't know if I got max damage, if min damage would have kept him alive, but I get very lucky, I think, in the fact that I take him out. Outrage would have been stupid because the Magnezone is alive, and I just couldn't do it. So here he makes he makes a questionable play. He decides to use his Infernape just to vacuum wave me. I knew I could live it, so that's why I kept Kingdra in there, and I knew I could Oko with a Waterfall. So, and he's not going to switch out of something he just brought in. So I do manage to take it out, and here he makes another questionable play. He goes to his Gastrodon, which is asleep, yes, so Tangrowth potentially wrecks it, but I'm thinking I can 2-hit KO with Waterfall. He thinks he can live too, but I'm not having any of it. This Kingdra is a bit more powerful than he's expecting. He also expected to wake up there. We both knew he could live 1, and he expected to wake up, but it just didn't work for him. So if he did wake up there, like he would have been in a way better position, because he had been asleep 1 turn, so he had potential to wake up there, but it just didn't happen for him. And here he goes to Magnezone with the intent to Sleep Talk, and that's why he went to Infernape to get a Vacuum Wave off, because he knew that if he sleep talked and got a Flash Cannon, it wouldn't have been able to kill Starmie, or wouldn't have been able to kill Kingdra from where it was. So that's why he Vacuum Waved, but he doesn't know what I've got. He thinks I make the wrong play by switching out there. He thinks that I had to stay in. He thinks that Kingdra was my last gasp, like that was my last attempt at trying to win the game, but he doesn't know what's coming. He haplessly T-bolts my Cresselia again, but because the Infernape's gone, Cresselia's usefulness just kind of nosedived. It just, I don't really need it that much anymore, but he still can't kill it, so he makes another arguably bad play by going into Togekiss there. He said he expected me to do something else. He expected either a switch or something. He didn't expect me to Psychic. Then he could have wished and done something, but no, it's not the case. I just Psychicked, and he just completely wastes his Togekiss, or wastes a chance to save his Togekiss since his spinner is already gone. He decides to save it as fodder, and because he's already been asleep for a few turns, I know he's about to wake up with his Magnezone, that is. So I'm going to try and force him into a rest again, and then I've got a little bit of a plan. He's still got an Alakazam waiting in the wings, so I definitely want to kill that, and that's the only real reason I'm keeping Cress around at this point, is to potentially get a T-Wave on the Zam, so that Kingdra can outspeed without having to set up, because I'm not sure if I'll get a setup turn for it. He fires off T-Bolt. He's just spamming T-Bolt, trying to Parahax me. He hasn't Parahaxed me all game, which I'm very, very thankful for. And I just tried to slow him down and, potentially get hacks. I'm just still trying to force him into rest. He's still T-bolting me. What do you want me to say at this point? My plan is to go to Tangrowth, Leech Seed up, and then just go for Sleep Powder, because that's really my best option. If I can get a Leech Seed on him, I want to force him out into Zam, so that I have to force him out into Zam so that Cress can T-Wave it. Like, if he's just going to sit in here with Magnezone all day, then I'm not having it. He does finally rest, and here I'm just going to pray he doesn't get Flash Cannon, because if he gets Flash Cannon, then he should actually take out my Tangrowth from where it's at. Fortunately, he hits rest, which is like fist pump moment. Great, that's fine. That's absolutely perfect. So now I'm going to get a free Leech Seed off on him. And he didn't actually go for Sleep Talk on the first turn, which I couldn't believe. But, it's fine. So after Leech Seed, he's set to wake up this turn, so I'm going to go for a Suicide Sleep Powder. I'm not sure if I'll live this Flash Cannon. I think I will. Just based on how much the first one did. It didn't quite do 65%. So I'm expecting to live, and I actually do live quite convincingly at 41. So maybe he got max damage the first time, min damage that time, I don't know. But it certainly wasn't enough damage, and that's the key point. So I'm just going to start firing off Giga Drains. I kind of want Tangrowth to die. If he wants to stay in with Magnezone, I'm just going to keep healing up, and he can't really do a whole lot to me. If I keep Leech Seed on him and I keep protecting, he can't really hurt me too much. So I get a free Giga Drain, and in comes the Zam, which is perfect. I definitely want him to kill me, but I kind of want to Leech Seed it as well, and maybe Leech Seed protect a little bit, but he does have Calm Mind, and I think Barrier, if I remember correctly. So he does recover, he gets his health back as I miss a Leech Seed, which is kind of unfortunate. I should have just kept Giga Draining, but that's fine. I kind of need Tangrowth to die at this point. So he does in fact Psychic this turn, which is great, A+. He doesn't try to calm mine because he knows I have Leech Seed, and I protect, and I can like stall him out a little bit. And in comes Crest, and everything is set up, everything is perfect for Crest to just reveal her last move, which he thought was Reflect the entire time, which is why he did the moves he did. But I've got Lunar Dance, and I'm going to Lunar Dance for my Kingdra. In hindsight, going into Lucario would have been better, but at this point, it really does not matter. Because of the way he handled my Kingdra, wasting his Infernape, wasting his Gastrodon, and then the way he wasted his Togekiss, I'm going to be able to pull this one out after I thought that it was over. I'm going to get a free Dragon Dance because he's guaranteed to be asleep this turn. Like, he's got a 33% chance to hit T-Bolt, but I know I can live 1. So unless he crits or gets a Parahax or something, it's just not going to happen for him. I get a Waterfall off. I know I can 2-hit KO it with Waterfall from where it's at. And he doesn't actually go for Sleep Talk this turn. And he said he thought that his chances of waking up were better, which is fine. Like, even if he wakes up, he still has to deal with Flinch chance. So I do not feel bad one bit. And Kingdra is just going to be able to sweep everything. So I thought it was over once Empoleon went down. Because Empoleon it was so good in the last game we played, and it really, really won me the game. But so as soon as it went down, I was like, crap, this is over, like, he's won. But I managed to somehow, pull it out. I think a few misplays on his part, but definitely keeping Lunar Dance hidden and not letting him know about it was one of the key moments. But and then the other key moment would have been predicting his Surf, and that was just such a huge play. Like, if he Psychicked on my Kingdra as I switched it in, like, that's game, it's done. He wins, but not the case. He didn't do it. I predicted right, and now we're moving on to the finals. As of right now, I don't know who it's going to be against, but it's definitely going to be a good game. Anytime the best teams from each bracket face each other, it's a ball. So get your popcorn ready.